Hello everybody, and today we are going to be looking at this Amazon exclusive Thomas pack. So let's get into it. I've already opened it, so yeah. So first things off, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, the box art is AI." I don't think it's AI. I think it's just, well, this at least. I think the people who did this. I think they were basing it off of the toys you get in this pack, and that's why some of the proportions don't look quite right. And then this, I think it's just a trace of already done art, but yeah, I don't think it's AI. I think it's just someone who traced it just didn't know really what they were doing, I guess. I don't know. But back to this, quite interesting. I think one of the main giveaways is that Gordon only has one front leading wheel, and Henry's face, and Thomas's proportions. Yeah. But yeah, gold rails, which, okay, and then a gold Knapford station, and then the 80th logo right up there. It's pretty cool. Looks, at least the background looks very AEG stylized, which I'm not sure how to feel about that. It looks alright, I suppose. So, yeah. Let's get into the actual stuff. We'll look at the playmat in a few. But, I suppose let's, look at Thomas first. Alright, so here's Thomas, and, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about him, considering the fact that I already own 3 of them. Nice thing about them is they're all a little bit different, so, yeah. This Thomas I haven't done any modifications to yet, but, yeah. Basically have all the Thomases that's been released so far, except for the, Talking Thomas. The only thing I have to critique about this, is his printing's a bit off, so I might have to go in there with the white paint. But other than that, it's a nice Thomas, nothing really to say. Besides that, it would have been nice if they painted the buffers, but I've said this before and I'll say it again, I can just do it myself. Got the side, which is nice because for the past few Thomases, I've been used to having this, like, stain on the side, so it's nice to not have that. So yeah, pretty neat model, and I suppose let's look at Gordon. Now, here's Big G himself, and yeah, I will have to say his face detailing does look a bit more pronounced than the 3-back face. In fact, let me just, there you go. So there's the 3-pack Gordon and this Gordon. Faces look slightly different to me. I don't know if it's printing or what, but they just look a little bit different. I'm not sure which one I prefer, but they're cool either way. Other than that, they're literally the same. The tenders you could interchange and you wouldn't know the difference. And then the really only difference for these two is the white running board, painted buffers, which I'll probably paint these buffers. So, yes, that's Gordon. Pretty neat. Not much to say, like I said, considering I already have this, Gordon, kinda. So yeah, pretty neat. I suppose let's move on to Percy now. Now here's little green Caterpillar himself, Percy. Now, I think this is mainly the reason why everybody bought this pack, besides the 2 push-alongs, which we'll get into after Percy. I quite like Percy. Now, unfortunately, like Thomas, he does have a bit of a printing mistake. It might not be noticeable on camera, but, yeah, nothing a little bit of paint can do. I might even just keep it the same. I don't know. But yeah, I quite like how he has like kind of a golden whistle and dome. Very nice. Got the back lamp, rivets. I've seen people been complaining about how he has like the middle thing. I think you could probably just like switch him out with the old side rods and he'd be fine. Maybe, I'm not sure though. I'd have to do that myself. But yeah, pretty nice Percy model. Definitely nice to have with Thomas. So yeah, I suppose it's time to look at the push-alongs now. And here's James. So, this is actually my first introduction to the new push-along line, and man, am I excited for what's to come. Yes, James, there's a few nitpicks I have. Mainly, I feel like these front supports, the smoke box supports, are little too long. It would have been nice if they cut them down like a tiny bit. I feel like that would have helped, and also I feel like the funnel could be a bit taller. But other than that, it's a pretty much near perfect James. I know some people have been complaining about gray wheels. Honestly, and this is a hot take, but I like James with gray wheels. I think it's cool and it's different, and yeah, it's cool. In fact, I like James with gray wheels so much, I actually have to take along one. Yeah, my Nana got this one for me, and you guys may have seen a community post on this a while back. But yeah, it's a pretty nice James. Has gray wheels. It's crazy to see the height difference, honestly. It's not too crazy. Well, I suppose, yeah, it's a good finger or inch, like, taller, but pretty nice. It's enough of you. Yeah, I like James. Like I said, I do have nitpicks, but it's a pretty good James. I do like the golden side rods. I think that's a neat little thing, and I quite like him. It's nice that he has the open cab too. And let's get to the tender, which I know some people have been complaining about. I will have to say it is a bit disappointing that they didn't make a new mold for the tender, but I kind of understand. Is it? There we go. Kind of understand, because you gotta get rid of old stock first. So, yeah, it's not the worst tender ever. It's nice that they got rid of the stupid front buffer beam, which, for some reason, the orange and go ones, well, I guess that kind of makes sense. And also the previous push-alongs had those too. I'm pretty sure, like, almost all the ranges had, like, buffer beams on the, tenders, like on the front where the tender goes from the, there to the cab, which I always thought was a bit weird, because it was never like that in the show, but whatever, you know. Yeah, I'm just happy to have James, you know. Like, this is my first introduction to the push-along line, like I said, and quite like him. I'm really excited for Percy and Thomas to release, especially the Ruby Thomas and Railway Series Thomas, which I hear is really hard to find, so, yeah. Since we've done James, let's get into Henry. And here's Henry. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the new Henry, and honestly, I like him. He's a lot better than the All Engines Go push along Henry, in my opinion, because literally that Henry was really just a green Gordon. And I'm honestly happy that out of the two push alongs that they decided to redo first, they did James and Henry, because I feel like out of all the All Engines Go ones, I feel like they really did James and Henry wrong in the All Engines Go range. Like, why does James's face look so old? I don't know. So I'm glad they redid these two, because I feel like they really needed the redo. Back to Henry. Honestly, I don't care, but he only has the one front wheel. I could care less. I mean, that was on the All Engines Go tender engines, so why should I care now? Yeah, I think it's a nice Henry. I feel like the splashes are a bit weird, because for those who don't know, there's usually two full splashers, and then there's like a weird one that was like a half splasher thing. I don't know, it was weird. I feel like maybe it would have been better if they didn't do splashes, kind of like a season 1 kind of style, but I don't know. It's neat. Another thing is I feel like the firebox is a little small, but like I said, it's not too big of a nitpick, it's just kind of whatever. I don't know, it feels very Henry-like. Looks very chubby, but like I said, it looks very Henry-like. So yeah. I don't believe I've commented on the side roads yet, except for James. I really like the side roads. I don't believe we've had any, I believe Ertl's the only one who's done this, and this is the first time we're getting side rods again, which is pretty neat. I quite like him. I feel like Percy and Thomas kind of suffer from them a little bit. As Piece of J mentioned, they kind of look like the guns from Cars. You know the ones. By the way, good sub to J. But yeah, it was pretty nice, Henry. Like it. And let's look in his tender. Now I know some people have criticized his tender too, and I feel like a large reason for that is like kind of Tagalong's fault, and like the previous lines, because in this show, Henry never had a bottom red piece. Because in almost all like the merchandise, except for I believe Trackmaster and Wooden Railway, at least so basically all the like metal engines, we've always had like a red piece. And Ertl didn't have the red piece, which is very interesting now that I'm thinking about it. How many little nods there are to Ertl, and it might not even be nods to them. It might just be Mattel wanting to make their toys a little bit more accurate to what you see on screen. But I don't know. I don't mind that he doesn't have a red piece underneath it, because it was never there in the show, so I don't really care. I feel like it looks a little bit squashed, especially from the back. Like maybe if they made it a little bit taller, because in the show, Henry's tender actually, I'm pretty sure, goes over his roof. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. So probably we'll do a couple paint modifications to this, mainly on the tender. But yeah, pretty nice, Henry. So yeah, and got one more thing to look at. well, I suppose we've already looked at the box, but not all of it. So, for those who don't know, a big selling point of this was it came with a playmat. Oh, and it comes with the new Thomas now. So that's cool, I guess. Anyways, there's also another, I guess, calling picture here too, which is quite nice. Yeah, nothing really to say about it. So, let's look at the playmat. So here's the playmat, and now let's look at the back. Ooh. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, ooh, there's cool stuff here. Yeah. So I guess this is a confirmation that Edward and Henry and Toby are going to be main players. I hope. So that's really cool. And I think they're planning to make toys of these, probably eventually. Got Ashima, which I think is cool, I guess. I guess. I really hope we don't go back to Boba, because it's just not, I don't think any of us want that. We also got Nia, which is another thing. Yeah. No Rebecca. Rebecca has basically been exiled to the Shadow Realm. So, yeah. Sucks for her, I suppose. But it's neat that we have both Diesel and Duck on here. So I wonder if maybe we'll get a pairing of those two in the new show. Which, if we do, that'll be cool. Also, I can't help but notice the cursed, clean, salty promo. It's just, you can't unnotice it. It's weird. Um, got, we got the main characters, Hero, Harold. I guess they're not main characters, but yeah. So that's pretty cool. And so here's the other side. Yeah. Pretty neat. I guess let's go into it. Now, first, when you look at it looks very Orange and Ghost style. So, I don't know if this means anything. I hope it doesn't. But, yeah, we got, I guess, random dogs kind of thing with, weird looking cranky. I don't know what's going on with them. We got a Tidmouth Sheds right there. We got, I believe this is the all engines go one because it has like the place for Kana, I guess. I don't know. And then we got the Fat Controller's car. Or excuse me, Sir Topham-Hatt's car. We got a lighthouse over there. We got the windmill. Then I guess this is Lookout Mountain or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Got Vickerstown right there. Got Soda Search and Rescue Center, I believe. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. We got Knapford Station. Got the zoo. Oh yeah, all of this has a like skull track, which is neat, I guess. And then we also got Rolf's Castle over there. So yeah, I guess it's cool that we even got a windmill, or not windmill, playmat. I don't know if I said anything about that lighthouse over there, but there it is. Yeah. So my thoughts about this pack. I think it's nice. I think if you're a kid and you like Thomas, this would definitely be a good pack for you. Even if you're just a collector, this is a nice little thing to get. And it gave you some exclusive items we don't have here in the US yet, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye-bye for now.